Go on, please.
Hi, my name is Melda,
Hi, my name is Diego.
and we're going to explain the mark scheme. This is a very important document for the IB exams because it states how the questions are graded, and it's important to know them in order to understand our grades and what we need to do.
So each exam comes with its own mark scheme, which states, first of all, the expected answer, the expected parts of each answer, and how much each part is worth, as well as special notes on how each question is supposed to be graded, like special units that need to be mentioned or concepts in open-ended questions. There are also some specific general rules for the ones grading the exams, which involves looking for both columns of this mark scheme, taking into account that, for example, certain answers of students that may have the same meaning as the one that is printed here may be different, but then the examiner has to note if they really mean the same and they are worth the same, that words that are underlined are strictly necessary for the answer, and that those that have this kind of bracket symbol are not necessary, but would be nice to have them, like units in most types of questions. Also, and most importantly, the rule number 13, that it states that if there are a series of questions that are related and you make one mistake in one of them, for example at the beginning, and you carry that error forward, as long as your formulas are correct and you just had that error at the beginning, you are also allowed to have some points because you carried forward that error, and if you hadn't had it, you would have the question correct. And now we'll proceed to an example of showing a question and how it is graded using the mark scheme.
Yeah, so for this we'll be using question B, the first one, which is about a collision, and it is asked to show that it is elastic. So here, for example, the first mistake I made was using 4.3 just like that, without any more significant figures, which led me to obviously have a wrong answer. So instead of having minus 2.16, which would have been correct, I got minus 2.18 for the velocity, which led me to have different answers after.
So in this case, you can see here is the question in the mark scheme, and it has 4 parts that are important to award the 4th marks that it is worth. So going one by one, the first one asks if the question showed use of momentum. In this case, it is used because the structure of the formula and the formula written here state the formula for momentum. So first of all, momentum was used, that's 1 mark. Then it asks if the rebound speed calculated for the ball was 2.16. In this case, no, because here 2.18 was reached instead of 2.16, so that would be 1 mistake because of the decimals. And the other 2 points are simply proving that the kinetic energy before and after the collision are the same, which she ultimately reached, thus proving that it was an elastic collision, despite the minor error in the calculation. And you can also see that that error was carried forward to the next question. That's why it has just 1 mark, and that it is highlighted with ECF, error carried forward.
Yeah, but just like he said, when you have the correct formula, a point is given. So that's why I got 1 mark and not none.
So, despite this small mistake, the rest of the structure of the question remained the same, and it was only penalized for this accuracy in the decimals, let's call it. Nevertheless, the same relationships or concepts were reached and understood.
Thank you.